Welcome back to Bite Size Green. I'm Angelina Le Grix, here with chef and author Laura Stec.
Well,
Laura,
most people are used to steaming and steaming and boiling vegetables. But when you do that, what you don't get is you don't get the opportunity for the vegetable to show its true colors and flavors.
Oh.
Vegetables all have sweet in them, but we don't get that sweet because we boil them and steam them. But the bottom line is that your temperature doesn't get hot enough to do what you want to do with your vegetables. So high dry heat would be roasting, grilling, or sauteing.
Okay, so you can get that temperature with sauteing.
Yeah. So today we're just going to do some broccoli, and we can pull off the stems and put our not our stems, pull out with still the skin of the broccoli and put it on the side. Certainly, if we're not going to put it into a soup stock, then what we can do is compost it. Mm-hmm. And this is exactly one of the ways that we can fight the global warming diet and make and add on to a cool cuisine.
Okay.
Because a third of our trash is food waste.
A third?
A third of our trash is
Wow.
food waste. Is the stuff that gives us exactly what we want as eaters in our soil. That is, we should look at these food scraps as some of the best seasonings that we could possibly use as cooks. And we want our soil to be treated like a fine bordelaise sauce. We want it to be complex, and we want it to be filled with microorganisms. They say healthy soil has 9 billion microorganisms in a tablespoon of healthy soil.
Wow.
It's shocking. So these guys need to eat something. So the way that we have good soil and will give us this complexity within our foods is to start putting things back in it, not putting all these petroleum-based fertilizers on it, but putting in food scraps. So now if you're going to saute some broccoli, you need to go skinny, or anything. If you're going to saute, you want to go skinny, because the more skinny and long, because the more space you have on your vegetable, you want to have as much space as possible so that all these sides can be seared. So you want direct connection between a pan and your vegetable.
So maximizing the surface area.
Maximize your surface area. There, you said it right. Yes, and what's important about a couple things about vegetables is, people usually don't let their vegetables, they get nervous and like, I have to do something to it, I have to stir it, I have to add something to it. And when you start adding water and all these things, you're actually preventing some of this process of the caramelization to happen.
I see.
So it's a fine balance between the two. You don't want things to burn, and yet you definitely want things to start browning. So you it's a few minutes that you can put the cover on, let the broccoli ends really touch the pan, let them start to brown. Pay attention to the sound, because if it was getting quieter, you can tell that things are starting to burn. So we're listening to the sound as well as looking at things. We've got our wine open, so we're just going to put a little wine in and allowing the broccoli to be caramelized on the outside, kind of in a sense crispy on the outside, but cooked through.
Okay.
And when you add a little bit of liquid, you don't want to add a lot, because then you're going to be boiling your vegetables. So again, just enough to kind of push through that outer layer of your vegetable. And you can go in and we can turn it. And you'll notice nothing's burning yet. We have like no water in there whatsoever. To finish it off with is seasoning lesson number 1, which is the condiment plate.
Okay.
The condiment plate has seasonings and spices from the United States, from all over the world. When you're eating a cool cuisine, you want to make sure you can have your baseline foods like your meats and your dairies and your vegetables coming from the country you're in, and let your taste buds go traveling by having
Great
herbs and spices from other places.
Thank you very much, Laura, for joining us and sharing your insights and knowledge and your cooking know-how.
One of the most positive effects we can have on the environment begins on your dinner plate. Together we can make a great meal and a great difference.
Cheers to that. Thanks for watching Bite Size Green. See you next